Greetings, Chumbata, to a new single-player mode Cyberpunk 2045 or Cyberpunk RED session. This is session 3 in the game we were playing at the moment. Last session we wrapped up that particular story, and we have our fixer wish list and our tech rev. They managed to reclaim a kibble wagon from a bunch of street gangs after it was again stolen by some nomads. They outraced the nomads, kind of made some friends along the way on the race, and managed to reclaim the wagon and give it back to the guy that lives outside of Wishlist apartment block, and get some payment for it. So that means we have a little. That means we have a little bit more time to get some money for the rent. We are still a little bit down on the rent after dividing the 1,000 credits, or it was 1,000 euros between the two characters. So we need to get a new mission. So looking into single player mode, we have, first of all, we determine who the mission is going to be by going to page 50. Okay, so page 50, we have our D10. We roll a D10, we get a 3. It is going to be a corporal upscale person or group. We roll a D10 again, we get a 2. It is a department head. Okie dokie. Moderate community, street rank, combat zone, outskirts, random. Well, it's got to be that one then. So a department head, right? Okay, fair enough. And then we've got, what is the mission, page 72? I suppose we could go for, no, because we determined siblings, all that kind of stuff as well. Okay, page 72 gives us a type of mission types, which is D100. So red one first. 45 gives us an investigate target. Okay, that's pretty good. That makes some kind of sense. So some corporate guy is going to get wishlist to check somebody out. Define the focus on page 31, and then determine payment, page Cyberpunk RED 382, and then we got a twist. So page 31 is the focus. Ooh. So it's all very well having all these tables at the back, but considering they kind of just turn into a stack of tables, and you really have to try and figure out where they are, it might have been easier to have them be spread out a little bit more. Page, determine focus, page 31. Right. Well, that's page 31. That's not where it was. Okay. Let's just have a look, see if we can find this page. Okay, so yeah, it says use the list of tables from page 31. So if we have a quick look through here, I think I suppose one of the things we could do with is determine exactly where the mission is due to take place. So we can go for the Night City districts, which makes kind of sense. So D100 again, 07. Watson Development. Okay. Okay, right. Okie dokie. Let's see hotspots. No, we don't need that one. Companies and corporations. I suppose we could roll on that and see exactly who this person is as well, which comes right. So let's see if we can get these to go together. So if this doesn't work out to make any sense, we'll either change the place they're spying on, or we'll change the locations or the people who are actually involved in it. So if we roll D100, so we go to 16, we've got Diego Motors, South American vehicle manufacturer. Okay. Right. Yeah, it kind of ties in. We've got cars in the last one, so cars in this one kind of possibly make some sense. Right. So I think what we need to do then is we need to figure out who this person is. Figure out exactly. So we've got our hook. So we've got corporate investigation. Diego Motors and Watson Development. Oh, and I suppose then we should do the twist, shouldn't we, as well? So let's get the book out again. So I've unfortunately very little space, so I'm constantly going back and forward. So it's page 75 on this book for a twist. 75 plot twists. Okay, technically speaking, it doesn't actually go to the end of the sprint, but I suppose we could roll and see if we could kind of go in towards that for an encounter or something. Oh, hello, 95. We'll go red again first as usual. 95. Unexpected romance. Someone from the gig falls hard for the edge runner. Okay, so now we have a plot. So our corporate character is going to try and get wishlist to spy on somebody. Again, Watson Development as it stands at the moment. So we just need to go through the book, have a quick look at that, see what that pans out. Might have to go into some of the additional DLC for Cyberpunk that comes down for free. Figure out exactly who they are, and then we can kind of tag those together, and then we can hopefully get a plot going, and we can go from there. So let's go and do that, and then we'll come right back once we've established those starting facts, worked out the payment, and then we can get the ball rolling on this next adventure. Okay, so looking over Watson Development, we find that we have a precinct, the petrochem offices, Sovereign offices, and trauma team tower. So, sensibly enough, we'd say either Sovereign offices or petrochem offices are where these people are going to look into to try and find what their target is. So, we'll say it's 50-50 chance. So, 1 to 5, it's going to be petrochem. 6 to 10, it's going to be Sovereign. It's 5, so it's petrochem. So petrochem are going to be the people we are at least investigating, or at least where the target is based around that area. And then we need a hook to get the characters involved. The hook is here. Oh, so we see if we can work that in as well. Hook is 2, a crisis. 397 in the core book. Oh dear. Too much stuff here all over the place. 397. Oh, hello. 395. 397. Crisis. The Edgerunners immediately embroiled on an ongoing crisis. The disaster extends beyond their immediate sphere of influence. A war between corps is spilled out into the streets. Booster gangs are split out into combat zone in order to destruction. And advocating chicken everything. Crisis the moment Edgerunners walk into the game without them. Okay, right. So, right. Okay, so some kind of crisis. So maybe... Okay, we'll figure that one out. Maybe there's some kind of thing brawling between Diego and Petrochem. And the other thing I was going to do as well is we had obviously, I think we started on the 4th of January. We're going to give I think it's 3 or 4 days or whatever. We roll D10. We see how many days come along between this job and the last job. If it's less than a week, or sorry, if it's a week or more, then we can do a hustle roll to see if we can actually make some money during the hustle. It's 1 day. So no time to hustle. So effectively, they get back from the nomads. Rev goes off and kind of starts making fixings on the various bits and bobs as well. They've delivered the car. 1 day later, after being paid, there is some kind of hook to kind of get these people into it. And I would say, judging by what we see from the payment page on the Cyberpunk core rulebook, easy jobs is €500 and dangerous is 1,000 and extremely dangerous I think it's 3,000. So this is going to be, I'd say this is going to be a dangerous. This is going to be a 1,000 expect resistance job. because maybe this person they're spying on is going to have a bodyguard or whatever. Which again, we've really got to kind of determine what they're spying on for as well. So we'll work that out and figure and kind of write it down. I suppose I should really probably get a calendar of some sort so we can actually keep track of days as well, so we can know exactly how many days we've got to go on this. But yeah, the idea of a corp hiring an unknown to spy on another rival doesn't fall out the realms of believability. So they can't be tagged to be, oh, that guy works for Diego or wherever. So so let's see if we can put all this together in some kind of competent kind of storyline. Once we've done that, we can figure out what's happening, and we can go from there. Okay, so one day after the last adventure, Wishlist is doing the rounds again, trying to obviously hustle up a new job of some sort, visiting old contacts and just basically keeping the ear to the ground. He goes to the club one evening where he's got his contact, the club owner called Gibson, and he's sitting there, and up wanders this woman, who he already knows. So her name is Sonia Navarro. She's from Diego Motors. And she will basically say, "Oh, long time no see. Thanks for helping me out again last year with that unpleasant business." And Wishlist will go, "Yeah, fine." And there's a little bit of a spark between these two because we've got a complication of a romantic possibility. So they're kind of, not exactly flirty, but at least there's some kind of acknowledgement. And we will say, for the sake of visualization, that this woman looks like the actress Anna de Armas. Short hair though, rather long hair, kind of business suit, few kind of very subtle cybernetics, and she's like, "So, are you looking for more work?" And he said, "Well, I'm always looking for work." So it's like, right, okay, I've got something that definitely needs someone to look into. Simple job, nothing too strenuous. There's an exec at Petrochem called Leon Green. I want you to watch him. And we had a crisis as our hook. So at the moment, Petrochem and Sovil have started some kind of conflict. The actual area where they are operating from in the north is off limits. But Sovil have had some tankers hijacked by some gangs and some the nomads. But suspiciously they might be under the employ of Petrochem. Another little minor skirmishes like that. Stuff goes missing. Equipment doesn't turn up when it should do, and all this kind of stuff. So at the moment, it's on a very, very kind of low key stuff. And the actual fighting hasn't come out between the two buildings. And Wishlist would go, well, yeah, there's some weird crap going on with the two groups. So what's going on with this guy? And he said, I don't know. I just want you to watch him. And he said, well, is it going to be dangerous? He said, well, it shouldn't be dangerous. I can't guarantee it, but keep an eye on him. Report back to me every evening of what you found out, if anything unusual happens, and just keep an eye on him and see what happens. And so, well, what is he to you? And so, well, I've dealt with him in the past. We had a potential business deal going on that was kind of coming to fruition, but since this Sovil thing started up, it's kind of been put on the back burner. So I'm basically seeing if it's anything to do with his decisions, or if it's a Petrochem decision, or just the situation as it is. But there's something about him that didn't quite sit right, and I want to know what it was. And Wishlist to go, okay, fine. If that's what you want me to do, I'll do it. That's going to be €1,000 in total. How long do you want me to sit on him for? And it's like, well, try a week at first, see what comes of that, and Wishlist to go, fine. Yeah, I'll call you back first thing tomorrow. And Sonia will say, thank you very much. So she'll give him the upload of his photograph to his agent. and obviously the idea that he lives in the mass building project that Petrochem operate. So she gives him some idea of where his address could be, and at least knowing generally what building it is, so he can kind of wait outside there and basically just keep himself out of sight. So we will say, for the sake of keeping the distance, there's plenty of people around. He's going to keep his distance unless he gets really, really up close. He's not going to have to make a stealth check or a kind of like a blend-in check. So say after 1d6 days, something occurs. 1d6 days, we have a 1. So first day, he sits there in the car, watches him come out of the building, gets in his own car, drives up. He kind of follows slightly behind, parks in the parking space. He sits there for a little while, waits outside the building, tries to get a good look at the office as best he can, which is probably pretty difficult with Petrochem because I bet security's going to be quite tight, and they're obviously going to shoo anyone way that's around too long. So he'll kind of move around a little bit and just basically keep track of the guy. That evening, he drives back to his apartment. He sits outside his apartment for a couple of hours until like midnight or so, and then gives the bell. Said, "Yep, nothing happened." He did his regular day. He did his walked in, did his work, walked out again. She's going, right, okay, give me a call tomorrow. So next day, he turns up at the building again. A little bit tired because obviously after doing a full day of sitting there doing basically nothing, eating away at his kibble. And then, so we'll roll on the next. Oh, hello. We'll roll on this. So we have got a odds or evens. We have odds, it's going to be a cliffhanger, and evens, it's going to be a development. So odds or evens, it's odd. So that's going to be a cliffhanger. Page 74. Right, so cliffhanger, D100. Let's see what we'll do. We'll do the red dice first. 43. 43 gives us a contest again. We had contest last time. So let me just double check that. But I think that might not be a particularly interesting development. So if it's not, we'll re-roll again because it's not being funny. The dice are there to help me. They're not there to dictate exactly what happens. As long as it makes some kind of sense, it's okay. But the idea that that is the be all end all is a bit silly. So let's look up contest and see what it says. I'm looking for the book and it's under here. Yeah, that don't seem to fit. So we'll try again. We'll do something different instead. So 1 and 8, 18. Battle lieutenants. So a battle with lieutenants. That can't be good. Right. So let's have a look at that. Okay, this book's going to fold over if I don't put it down. Right, let's have a look at battle lieutenant. Okay, so the core rule book on 399 says that the battle lieutenants thing, there should be 1 lieutenant for every 2 edge runners, which obviously we haven't got this situation. We've got 1 edge runner. But obviously we've got himself as well. So what we'll say is that second morning, he's waiting outside the apartment for him to come along, and as he comes out, he starts. The green comes out, starts wandering across the kind of area to where his car's parked. He starts to unlock the door of his car, and some very highly suspect guy kind of appears out of the darkness of the parking area where they're all kind of situated, and draws a gun. Much to Wishlist's surprise, he can see him actually doing it, but Green can't see him at this current point in time. So Wishlist basically has to kind of make a decision there and then. What do I do? Do I take this guy out and help out, or do I just let the kind of thing play out as it was? So I think the best thing to do is first of all we look at some lieutenant stats, figure out exactly what these guys have got on them. See how the combat rolls out. At the moment, until Wishlist gets out of his car and does something, this lieutenant isn't going to make any contact with him at all. It's only when he kind of pulls his gun and starts shooting it's going to be an issue. So if the lieutenant goes first and drops Green, that's what happens. If wishlist managed to outgun him, then the decision has to be made to see what happens. I mean, Sonya didn't say anything about protecting the guy, just keep an eye on the guy. So yeah, so I think that kind of makes sense. So we'll look at some stats. We'll work out the combat kind of area, as it were. Say we're going to be parked in at least a parking area. So so I think the easiest way would be is that there's no way Wishlist can possibly be inside the parking area. So he'd have to be like on the ramp that went out, or at least within viewing distance of the ramp that went out, and would probably be waiting for him to kind of come out on the ramp before we can follow him. So he would be kind of looking down this ramp area. And it just happens that as he's eating his breakfast, Kibley kind of turns his head around, and this mysterious guy kind of appears in the silhouette against the lights of the thing, and he sees the guy, and he starts wondering what was it, and he sees him pull the pistol, and he thinks, okay, this isn't good. So now he's got a decision. He can wait outside, do what he needs to do, and see what happens to Green in the end, or he can kind of pull his pistol and follow the guy down. So yeah, so we'll look at that. That's going to be a stealth roll to basically kind of keep him outside and do. But we'll look into the combat, what it is, because again, I need to know what this mook looks like. If this mook looks like, heavy duty nastiness, there's a very good chance Wishlist might just let it go and say, well, I'm not getting involved. If he looks like someone who could possibly handle, that's a different thing entirely. So we shall see. Right. Anyway, let's sort that out. Okay, so Cyberpunk Core Rulebook has 3 lieutenants, which is the Netrunner, the Reclaimer Chief, and the Security Officer. So we will say, for the sake of stats, this guy's going to be a Security Officer. Obviously, he's not going to have all the equipment that the Security Officer has, but stat-wise, it's going to work out that way. Now, judging by the way this guy moves and the way this guy, as he walks down this slope, he draws his heavy pistol out. Wishlist is not going to risk it. He's going to, he might get close enough to see what's going on, but he's definitely not going to risk getting in this guy's way. Sonya told him to observe, didn't say anything about getting in trouble for it. So he's just going to let him play out and see what happens. What he will do, though, is we're going to make a perception check. Where are we? Perception. Perception is a base of 10. So, yeah, okay, that's good. 6, so 16. Okay, so as he's watching over the, he's kind of shifting in his seat, deciding what to do next as this guy slowly makes his way down the slope. He takes a look at the security cameras that are around the entranceway to the building. Notices there's no lights on them. They're not moving. Someone's hacked them to stop working. So it's like, okay, this guy's definitely not working alone. There's somebody operating else with him. And they've cut off the security cameras during this time, and then obviously, so it's like, okay, do I get nearer? Do I not get nearer? He's going to try stealth just to see what happens. It's going to be a 9. Okay, so that's 13. What's this guy's perception? 6. Okay, 16. Okay, so as he gets a little bit nearer. He starts walking his way down to the down a slope, kind of hustling across the ground, across the road. The guy with the gun kind of hears a clicking, clacking noise. Slightly turns his head, sees Wishlist kind of like silhouetted against the skyline as he's kind of standing right at the top of the slope, and just basically twists his head around, ignores him, and carries on his way. And Wishlist like, okay, I've definitely been seen. I'm staying here. But now the guy knows what he looks like. So Wishlist just go, okay, I'm out of here. This is no. So he gets back in the car, waits for a few minutes, for a seconds. He's got cyber audio, but he hasn't got cyber boost audio, so he can only hear what is good as what the normal hearing is, or at least within that distance. Couple of minutes later, there's probably not even a gunshot. You probably don't even hear it at this distance. But the guy comes wandering out, carrying a briefcase and a few other pieces of gear. Wishlist ducks his head down underneath behind the car. Guy gets in the car and he's off. So yeah, that's it. And then as he kind of Wishlist pops his head back up again, he has a glance around, sees the cameras, and the cameras are back on and operating. So he's like, okay, I don't know what that was. That guy obviously saw me, so I need to pay attention about that. I'm not going down there because the police will be on the way straight away. If this is the petrochem area, I'm out of here. So he starts his car up, wanders off, gives Sonia a call, kind of on the way, and said, "You never go to believe what's happened." It's like, what's happened? He said some guy's gone in there and assassinated him before he's got into his car. So did you see him? He said, well, kind of. He was a big guy. I didn't really see much of him. He was silhouette, but I think he saw me. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, you probably should lay low for a few days, just see what's going on. Maybe go somewhere not back to your apartment. And she said, what do you mean not back to my apartment? So just go somewhere that you probably haven't been before or don't go very often. And Wishlist go, well, I don't know what you've got me into here, but I'm not really happy about it. And so I said, don't worry, it will all work out. It's fine. It will all work out. So Wishlist starts driving. And obviously the thing he'll do, he will drive to Rev's garage and kind of turn up there and basically explain to her what's happened. And she'll berate him for being an idiot. But he will wait there. So with that, we will roll another cliffhanger complication and see what happens next. Okay, so with Wishlist sitting in Rev's apartment garage, we will do another cliffhanger or development. So odds is D6 is odds is cliffhanger, evens is development. It's even, so it's a development. We will roll 1d100. 86. 86 is a secret meeting. Okay, cool. So what we'll do then, we will prepare that one for next session. And then we'll figure out exactly what's going on. So we've got is, what did Sonia know about Green? Why was Green assassinated? Who was the assassin? Who was helping the assassin by hacking all of the equipment? And how deep is Wishlist in the crap for being there and possibly a potential witness for it? We have a secret meeting obviously coming up. We will figure out exactly what that is going to be. And we will start the next session with that. But yeah, I think that'll do for now. So it's a relatively short video in total this time, but about half an hour I think is about right. So we'll try and keep them around half hour, 45 minutes. I think this is a good time to stop. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye-bye.